Hello everyone, my name is Julio Suno of the City of Buena Park, and today on our episode of Crafty Rack Leaders, we're going to be making Mother's Day cards. Stick around if you want to learn how to make them with us. For this craft, you're going to need construction paper, a few strips, you're going to need a marker, a pen or pencil, some age-appropriate scissors with parental supervision, some glue, and something to make an appropriate size circle. So we're going to start off with step one. For step one, you're going to get your piece of construction paper and you're going to fold it so that it makes a card shaped like this. So I'm going to fold mine. You can use any color you'd like depending on your mom's favorite color, and then fold it in half. For me, I have a really long piece of paper, so I'm going to have to grab my age-appropriate scissors, and I'm going to have to cut all the way down the center so I can have my card. Now that you have your card, we're going to put it to the side really quickly. Then we're going to start on the stem of our flower. For the stem of our flower, I like to make things easier on myself, so I get my scissors, and I just cut down the side of the paper because it's already straight, and it makes a perfectly straight stem. So I'm going to cut down like this with these scissors all the way down. I'm going to get a stem like this. We want to make sure that it's not too long for our card. So you see this one's too long, so I'm going to cut it like in half like this. Put that to the side in case we need it for later. And now I have a stem for my card. See? We're also going to use the green paper to make some leaves for our flowers. If you want to add leaves, you don't have to add leaves, but if you'd like, you can. I like to. So for this one, I just cut like, I freehand it like so. You don't have to be perfect because they're leaves, so something like that, shaped like this. I'm gonna make two for this card because it's a little smaller one. So again, not perfect, but they're there. So, I'm gonna put the green paper to the side and our scissors to the side. We're just gonna have our stem and our leaves ready to go for when it's time to glue, but not yet. Now that you have your leaves to the side and your cards to the side, the next step is to make the petals of the flower. The petals of my flower are gonna be blue, so you grab another color of construction paper and you also do the fold like we did in the beginning. So we're gonna fold like this. And to make the petals to look like this, like that, to look 3D, we're gonna, like I said, fold it, grab our scissors, and we're gonna cut it down the middle of the paper, like this. And we're gonna keep the side that's closed off like a little book. Gonna keep that side. Then we're gonna put these off to the side. We won't be using them, we're needing them. So we're gonna have this. Now that you have this is where it gets a little tricky, so I need you to pay attention. All right, so this step is gonna get tricky. So with the paper we just made, from that folds like a book, we're gonna do like about ½ an inch away from the border here. We're gonna try to do something like this so that it gives a 3D effect. So we have like a little tunnel here, like this, like that. We're not gonna fold. All we're gonna do is grab some glue. I'm using Elmer's Glue Alt today. And we're gonna open that up. And I'm gonna glue along this end, you know, just a little bit, not a lot, because we don't want the glue to be spilling everywhere. Just like that. And I'm gonna do the step I just showed you and glue it about ½ an inch like this. We're gonna hold it there. Count to 20 or 30 in your head, just so you know it stayed on long enough. So once we have our tunnel all glued down like this, should look like a P. Awesome. So we're gonna grab again our scissors, and we're gonna cut these into strips, like this, like that. We're gonna cut them into strips, however thick you want them. It's up to you. I like a little thinner strip, so I'm gonna cut mine thinner. I start in the part that doesn't have the dip because it's a little hard with the little tunnel. So I'm gonna start down here, and then I'm gonna show you what I get after I cut. So here's my first cut. As you can see, I still have my P, and it's in a strip like this. These are gonna be the petals of the flowers. So now that you cut your strip, you should have about 6 pieces that are your petals. So you can have more, you can have less. It's really up to you. I like to use 6, as you can see on these 2 demonstrations. I use 6, and I think it looks pretty good. But if you want to add more and jazz it up a little bit, that's all completely up to you. So now that we have our 3 petals, it's time to start gluing. So with your card in hand, remember the orange one that I had? So you're gonna start off, well, I start off with my stem as my base just to keep everything centered and really, together. So that's what I'm gonna start with. So I just put a little bit of glue down the center like this. Not a lot, just a little bit. Then I go into my card. Make sure you know what side it's opening on. I open from the right side, because that's the correct way. So right at the center, I'm gonna put it on, then I'm gonna show you all. It's a little bit like a carrot right now, but like this, right at the center. Nice and neat. Cool? All right, hope you guys are following me along so far. It hasn't gotten crazy yet. It's still pretty simple. Now we're gonna add the leaves we try to make. And we're gonna put, again, a little bit of glue. Just a little bit, like we usually do. That. We're gonna glue it onto our flower, whatever side you like. Doesn't matter as long as it looks like a flower. Second one on as well. Let me see where this one looks good. There. Okay, I'm gonna glue it on, then I'm gonna show you. There we go. All right, so this is what I have so far. My stem and my leaves. Cool? Looks good. All right, so now it's time to work with our petals that we got. So as you can see, our petals are connected right here where we glued, but there's also this extra piece of paper right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that off so that our leaves aren't too long. And you're gonna do that for all 6 of your petals. Cut them all off. Make sure parental supervision while you're cutting. So now we have our 6 petals perfectly cut. Now it's time to start placing them onto our flower. So what I like to do is place them first and then glue so I know correct spacing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put them on my flower really quick. You also have to keep in mind that you need space right here to put Happy Mother's Day or whatever you want to write on your card after. So keep that in mind when you're placing your flowers. Placing and placing. All right, so I'm comfortable with this. I like what I have here. I just connect them. So let me actually show you a little trick to doing this to make it easier for you guys. I start putting one in the center like this, however like high or low you want it. I'm a little lower, close to the stem. So there, I'm gonna put these 2 and I just right on top, just like that. Right on top, like that, sorry, keep moving. I'm gonna get these 2 and right on top. So they're all gonna go right on top of each other. That gives it more of the 3D effect, and then right on top like that. So they're gonna basically look like that, and once you glue it all together, it's gonna look all cohesive. All right, so now once you have all that figured out, it's time to start gluing. So to glue your petals, you're just gonna glue on the part that already has the glued together. So you're gonna grab a little bit of glue, put like a dot. If you put too much, it's gonna get runny and then it doesn't look as nice. But I'm gonna put it right where you thought you wanted it. I'm putting it right here. Keeping in mind that I'm gonna put wording up here to the side, just making sure you leave space. With my first petal, and then I just start adding petals. All right, so while your petals are drying, we're gonna move that to the side and let it dry alone. And we're gonna get our third and final color, or maybe 4th color. I'm not quite sure. You're gonna get your color, and this is gonna be the center of your flower. So you can grab anything that's circular that you can make a perfect circle with. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use a pen. You can use pencil, pen, marker, whatever you'd like. And I'm gonna make a perfect circle, just tracing it out like this, all the way around. So I get my perfect circle like that. Once I have this, I'm gonna cut it out until you have a perfect circle like that. Then it's time to bring back your card. Hopefully it's dry by then. Got a little more glue, just a little dot. Let me get a close up to you. Just a little dot like that. Like so. Gonna grab your yellow dot or whatever color you chose and stick it right in the center and push down. You're gonna hold that for about 30 seconds, so count to 30. So once that's all dry, you should have your flower in your card like this. Now you have your card. And so the last step that you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a marker and you're gonna write any message you'd like at the top. I'm gonna write Happy Mother's Day. All right, so Happy Mother's Day. So now your card's all finished. So now it's your turn to get creative and write a nice message for whoever you're giving this card to on the inside. All right, so that's it, you guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Crafty Rec Leaders, and we hope you join us again in the future for more fun and crafts. Happy Mother's Day.